Good morning, GSBI. This is Amy Peterson here to talk to you about Rebel Nell, which is breaking down barriers to liberate potential. The story of Rebel Nell starts in Detroit in March of 2013. I had moved to the great city of Detroit in 2007 to pursue my childhood dream of working in sports. I was given an opportunity to work for the Detroit Tigers. I packed everything up and moved to the city, started as an intern and worked my way up through associate counsel. And in the back of my mind, I was always incredibly grateful to the city that gave me an opportunity at my dream job. Where I was living in Detroit at the time was right next door to a well-known shelter called COTS. And when I would walk my dog, Elby, seen here, we would strike up conversations with the residents of the shelter. These were incredibly courageous women who left challenging situations in search of a better opportunity. Many were returning citizens, others left abusive relationships. And this was my aha moment. This was I felt my calling to give back to the city that had given me a chance by finding and providing an opportunity for these women. So at first our goal was to offer classes to the women in the shelter, but my business partner and I really wanted to take on the teach a woman to fish approach. We wanted not only to provide employment, but also the tools they would need to give to avoid ever going back into shelter living. So who we are, Rebel Nell is a social enterprise in Detroit that makes jewelry from graffiti once it falls off the walls. We are structured as a for-profit, which is Rebel Nell, the main company, with a nonprofit arm called T. T exists to, it's fairly newly formed, and the goal is that will help us cover some additional costs that we have with the educational programming. And the target market that we really focus on for our jewelry is largely in the US, but we are getting some traction in both the UK and Australia. We have one rockin' awesome team. Everybody is so dedicated to our mission and what we are trying to accomplish and how we're breaking the mold. We have various degrees and personalities that all make it work, from a JD and MBA. We have people who've worked in the retail industry for over a decade, a brilliant sales and marketing team, a production manager with a stellar eye for detail, a nonprofit director with a heart of gold, and a mad scientist for product development who's constantly coming up with new and cool products for us to launch into market. So what is the problem that Rebel Nell is tackling? Many women in Detroit, and frankly in other urban areas, are economically disadvantaged and often find themselves without a home support system, dependent on government subsidies, and confined to a life with little, if any, opportunity to break the cycle. It's so important that these women receive job training and work experience to help them leave homelessness behind permanently and move towards a self-sustaining and independent life. As you can see from the statistics, they're pretty alarming. Rebel Now really offers a unique solution to address the problem. We not only provide employment, but we also provide a very holistic and individualized approach to address the challenges that have been a barrier to self-sufficiency. So with the employment also comes a ton of supportive services to really take a deep dive approach and understand what have been the barriers in the past and how do we address them and how do we fix them in order to guarantee success. Here are some samples of some of the supportive services that we do offer the women. One in particular that has been very valuable is to offer an understanding work schedule. As long as they are open and honest with us, we allow them the flexibility to take care of things that may pop up in their lives, including taking their kids to doctor's appointments. We really want the focus to be on the family. So how does it work? We hire women directly from the shelter. A key ingredient and the secret to our sauce is building a relationship with the caseworkers at the shelter. They help us vet women who are ready for this type of transitional opportunity, because as you can probably understand, not every single woman is ready. So they will identify women that they think would be a good fit for our model. We employ them, provide them with good living wage, all the training they need to make the product, access to resources, and they're required to participate in all the classes that we offer. This results in women with greater life skills, work readiness, most importantly, family stability. That makes such a difference, as well as their confidence and changed mindset, and a better understanding of their finances. Our goals and the outcomes is that we produce employees that break the cycle of reincarceration. They have a stronger home life that actually will trickle down for generations to come, and better opportunities to earn a higher wage and better benefits. Long-term impact is to hopefully overall minimize generational poverty, increase talent in the workforce, and reduce recidivism. Our impact to date. This is a slide that brings me such joy to share with you guys. Although our numbers might not be large, the impact we have is really deep. We've had 12 hires, and the impact is not only with them, but their immediate family members, and also they take it with them to their neighborhoods. We've had 5 graduates who've been able to transition into the traditional workforce. All of our hires have avoided going back into shelter living. We have a 0% rate of recidivism, estimated savings of $40,000 a year per woman for taxpayers. Improved credit score to allow for car or education loans. We've had 100% repayment of all of the microloans we've lent out over the years, and this results in overall improvement of quality of life and stronger family units for every single individual that we've hired. Here are a few of our success stories. All the women pictured started with us right out of the shelter. They were living in the shelter for various reasons, from being a former drug addict, house fire, left abusive relationship, were incarcerated for 5 years and couldn't find work, etc. All the women worked really hard to change their situation, not only for them, but for their families. The road is not easy, and the path isn't always straight. There are many bumps in the road. For example, just this past year, one of our team members' daughters was stabbed, and she needed to miss work to be by her side. Another had a son who was falsely arrested for armed robbery, and she needed help with his defense fund. Another learned that her daughter was sexually abused by a family member. This is where Rebel Nell comes in. We won't let them down. Every single one of these women have overcome tremendous odds. In addition to all just the love and support we provide, we help them restore their driver's license, help facilitate the acquisition of cars, obtain good permanent housing, improve their credit scores, help them file past tax returns, provide legal aid, women empowerment classes, you name it. We just keep chipping away at the things that have been burdensome in the past until they get to a place where they're able to breathe. Now, all of these women have gone on to do great things. Several have left for jobs that are in line with their passion. Karen now works for Detroit Central City, helping returning citizens, particularly those with mental issues, get back on their feet. Kira is working for Ford. Brittany has launched her own company. She's making baked goods and doing really, really well. Patricia was promoted internally. She's production manager. And Azzy's on the road to production internally as well. This is our family, and these struggles are real. We are committed to moving the needle one woman at a time. As mentioned, our product is incredibly unique. We make jewelry from fallen graffiti. We collect it once it crumbles off the walls, and what's so important about the product is we really allow the women that we hire to have complete creative freedom to express their vision and voice through each piece. So not only is it one of a kind because of the color section of graffiti, but because of the woman who made it. Here's a sample of our collection. We have everything from pendants to cufflinks to rings to earrings, and it's forever growing. We have a brass and silver collection right now, and we're about to introduce a gold-filled collection. Our main objective is to be a profitable social enterprise. As of 2016, we are 80% self-sufficient. We anticipate that by the end of 2017, that number will be closer to 90%, and to be fully profitable by 2019. We have 4 main channels of distribution: our wholesale market, online, in person, which is your direct retail through art fairs, pop-ups, trunk shows, And then our corporate gifting, which we've had some good initial success with, and we're going to explore that more in 2017 and going forward. The biggest area of concentration for us is increasing our online sales. We have the highest ROI, and it's the least amount of work. As you can see, our target customer market is really large. There are a lot of consumers out there who want to make a difference with their dollar, and they love our unique product. Our competitive advantage, we fare very well with a lot of other companies that are socially motivated with a jewelry product. The one area we can do better with is with a national name recognition. And we hope that through the funds we will raise, that will change from average to strong. Our marketing strategy, we've devoted a lot of time in this to really do a good job of telling our story and make it relatable to our customers. The focus is strong, bold, unique, declaring I am one of no other kind. Our plans for growth, both financially and socially, we expect to grow our sales to 1.4 million by 2021 through effective marketing and targeted retailers. This growth will result in hiring 5 to 7 women between now and 2021. It costs approximately $23,000 per woman per year in wages. Additionally, by 2021, we will hopefully open a second and possibly third location to assist more women in other areas of the country. Oh, and I forgot to mention that the 5 to 7 women also results in us graduating 5 to 7 women during that time frame. As for T, the nonprofit arm, with the $100,000 grant, we will be able to hire an educational director to fundraise and expand our educational programming. And it costs approximately $1,500 to educate 1 woman per year. With the funding, we could educate 5 to 7 more women per year. Our financial analysis, we expect to be profitable by 2019. Here's some of the milestones that we've reached. We are consistently growing our sales every year. We're in 11 states and 1 Canadian province. We've shipped all over the world, and we're gaining a lot of traction through a lot of media outlets that are no longer just targeted locally, but we're getting both national and international audience. Some of our awards and recognition, most recently the Ernst & Young Social Entrepreneur of the Year for Michigan and Northwest Ohio. That was a great honor for us. And here's our kind ask. We are seeking $100,000 in grant funding for our nonprofit T. This will allow us to enhance our educational programming, provide 2 years salary for our educational director to run the nonprofit arm. After 2 years, we believe the educational director will have raised sufficient funds to sustain the program. In addition to the ED, it costs us approximately $1,500 per year in educational programming. This would allow us to assist more women per year and do a deep dive education and also increase our microloan program. We're also seeking $250,000 in soft debt for Rebel Nell to drastically increase our marketing efforts to reach a national and international audience, add an additional marketing sales staff member, a lead jewelry designer, and 3 to 5 more creative designers from the shelter. The investment will see both a financial and social return. Thank you guys so much for your time. I just want to say how grateful I am for the GSBI program. It's been an absolute joy to be a part of, and I'm very grateful. Thank you.